So Gab on the live chat on YouTube is asking, another question, guys. Can you help us with your map/calendar to know what other seasonal works beside kiwi? So in terms of vineyards, apples, cherries, berries, etc. And in which dates is good in these areas?
All right, so Gab, the first thing that I want to point out right now is that I personally feel that the best approach right here is not to go with the different seasons, but go with the different regions and know which region has which work and when. So if you're okay with that, we are going to be going through different regions and tell you what are the seasonal kind of picking jobs or kind of farm-related jobs which are available at which time of the year. And I feel that's going to be a really good approach that way. And so we're probably going to get the map out, maybe, so we can point out. We can point out that's been too long without using the map.
Red this time?
Yeah, let's go for red. All right.
Should I be putting them on first?
No, just put the map in the middle and we put them as we talk about them. All right, so the first one that we're going to be talking about right now is Northlands, the region of Northlands. So it grows quite a lot of different things. It grows avocado, oranges, mandarins, olives, macadamia, and even kumara, which are kind of the New Zealand sweet potato.
I love kumara.
So there is work almost all year round over there, but the highest demand for workers for those areas will be April, May, June, and July. So that's April, May, June, and July. That will be the biggest demand right here in
Should we put
Northlands.
April to July? Point to there or not?
No, you need to July. We just told people. All right, Waikato. The region of Waikato is really big, but the region of Waikato is famous for blueberries, onions, potatoes, and asparagus, believe it or not. So same thing, there is a lot of work available there all year round, but the busiest kind of time will be summer months. So again, that would be like January, February, March. That would be the biggest month. For the Bay of Plenty, which is just above, that's the area around Tauranga. So this is obviously kiwi fruit, avocados, and feijoas. This is the region that has the Phuket, which is the kiwi fruit capital of the world. And so in the Bay of Plenty, there is plenty of work all year round. Whew. Free pun for you guys. But let's say the highest kind of months will be April, May, June, July, and August. April, May, June, July, and August. Now we're moving on to Hogs Bay. Hogs Bay is very famous for apples and grapes. Obviously, they do heaps of wine over there. They also do pear, apricots, plums, squash, asparagus, pumpkins, peaches, nectarines, olives, sweet corn, peas, and tomatoes. So they do everything over there.
The fruit bowl of New Zealand, I think they call it, or
really?
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like it. So this is the fruit bowl of New Zealand. So there is plenty of jobs. There as well. But the highest demand will be February, March, April, May, June, as well as November and December. So as you can see, it's almost all the year. So if you do want to guarantee yourself a job, you hit there, you go to Napier, you check out the Harchis Bunker Backpackers and the lovely, I think her name is Tinaka, right? Tinaka will put you to work, she'll find you a job and she's like, boom, 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 you all sorted.
Yeah, so there's loads of working hostels in that area.
And there's not just this one.
They can help you find work, which is really cool.
Yeah. Do I keep going or
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, cool. Wairarapa, the region of Wairarapa, they do wine grapes, and they also do olives. Now the demanding months are going to be June, July, and August for this region, which is above Wellington. All right, so that's pretty much it for like the main regions on the North Island. Now we're going to be looking at the South Island, and we're going to start with Marlborough, which is basically where you arrive there. And this is the region, one of the biggest wine region of the country, so a lot of wine grapes right here, as well as olives and sweet corn. Now the best month to find a job there will be obviously for wine, so that will be June, July, and August. Now we're going to go to Nelson, which Laura didn't plan on having to do a different one.
Well, just a little one up here.
All right, so Nelson is just right here. So Nelson is very, very for its apples. Nelson's apple is very famous. And then, I mean, in New Zealand, New Zealand, and also blackcurrant, raspberries, and boysenberries. So Nelson actually does require work all year round, but the best, your best chance to find work would be to head there in February, March, and April. And finally, we're going to talk about Otago. Otago, which is a huge region where they do apples, apricots, cherry, grape, nectarine, and plum. And the best month to find a work in Otago will be November, December, and January. Now, one thing that I really want to stress out is that New Zealand has a shortage of pickers. It has a shortage of people being able to do this kind of job. So we have seen very often, especially at this time of the year, at the moment, people saying, even in the newspaper, and saying, if you have 2 limbs and are able to stand straight, I will give you a job. That was actually a quote in the newspaper that I've seen only a few days ago. So they really need a lot of workers. So those kind of jobs are very easy to get as long as you're willing to actually drive to a place and say, hey, I'm willing to work right now. But this should give you a bit of an idea of which month for what and which region for which month. For which month, all those kind of things. So I hope that this helped you. I know it's a little bit different to what you ask, but I feel that's the best way to explain what are the different seasonal jobs available in New Zealand at what time of the year. If you find that useful, make sure to click like and make sure to subscribe. We do that every single week and we are always here to help.